The Gilded Age spanned from approximately 1870 to 1892. During this period, many Black institutions in Chicago were created or expanded. One such institution was the Black newspaper. The first Black newspaper in Chicago was the Chicago Conservator. This newspaper was created in 1878 by Ferdinand Barnett, a prominent attorney and civil rights activist. In 1880, just 2 years after its founding, the Conservator had a circulation of approximately 1,000. At this time, the Black population in Chicago numbered just 6,480 people, less than 1% of the total population of Chicago, meaning the Conservator reached about 15% of the Black community at its founding. To understand why the Conservator was such an important institution in Chicago, it is helpful to examine the life and work of its founder. Ferdinand Barnett was born in Nashville and arrived in Chicago in 1869. After graduating from the Chicago College of Law, he passed the Illinois bar in 1878. That same year, Barnett began practicing law and also founded the Chicago Conservator. In 1879, Barnett served as Chicago's delegate to the National Conference of Colored Men of the United States, delivering a speech advocating for equal rights for the Black community. In 1882, just 4 years after he founded the newspaper, Barnett stepped away from the Conservator to practice law full-time. After practicing law for more than a decade, in 1895, Barnett married Ida B. Wells, a well-known civil rights and anti-lynching activist. In 1897, Barnett was elected as the first Black assistant state's attorney. Barnett worked in the state's attorney office in Chicago for 14 years, advocating for equal opportunities and equal legal rights for the Black community. He frequently represented Black Chicagoans in employment discrimination cases, and also did pro bono criminal casework for Black defendants. Barnett's professional intersectionality between journalism and law informed the content of the Conservator. The newspaper covered topics related to race, Black political participation, and local news at churches, social clubs, and fraternal organizations within the Black community. It is important to note that churches, social clubs, and fraternal organizations all served as centers of community gathering and organizing in Black Chicago. In this way, the Conservator supported other institution building occurring in Chicago during the Gilded Age by providing a central communication medium through which to spread news and politically organize the Black community. Beyond reporting just facts, Barnett often included editorialized interpretation and commentary in the Conservator. Throughout its tenure, the Conservator featured campaigns advocating for its readers to demand equal respect and rights for the Black community. For example, the Conservator's, quote, "Buy Black" campaign came in response to racist hiring practices, arguing Black Chicagoans should not buy from white shops where they would not be allowed to work. The Conservator also urged its readers to support churches in establishing Black community morals. The Oxford Encyclopedia described the Chicago Conservator as, quote, "a radical voice for justice and solidarity as means to equal rights for African Americans," end quote. Although the Conservator ended its run in 1914, its legacy in Chicago lives on. The Conservator paved the way for other Black newspapers, including the Chicago Whip, founded in 1919, the Associated Negro Press, founded in 1919 as well, the Chicago Bee, founded in 1925, and the Chicago Defender, which was founded in the early 1900s and continues publishing in Chicago through the present day. Today, the Chicago Conservator continues to be excluded from mainstream knowledge, despite its significance for the Black community and its continuing legacy. Nonetheless, the Black news industry remains an important institution for community building, knowledge dissemination, and political organization among the Black community in Chicago and across the country.